I'm happy to introduce Nina Anand, who was part of the 2014 fellowship class. Nina did her fellowship in the office of Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney and is now the Executive Communications Manager at ServiceNow. So my first question for you, Nina, is how would you describe your fellowship experience in a few words or a phrase?
I would say it was really empowering to join the fellowship program.
That's great to hear. Thank you. So my next question is, what skills or opportunities that you received as a fellow do you think were the most useful for the rest of your career?
As a recent grad, I think going into the fellowship program was a great opportunity to launch a career. You meet people that are just really formative in your career. The person who actually recommended me for the fellowship was a former fellow, and she ended up being my supervisor. So that was a great experience.
Wonderful. Thank you. My next question is, what is a piece of advice that you received as a fellow that you have carried throughout your career?
When I was a fellow, I was very proactive in my job search, and I was known to network really aggressively and get coffees with everyone I met on the Hill. So I think that was a piece of advice that has carried me through my career and I'm using today. You can always reach out to people and ask them if they'd be interested in talking, and you never know what you can do for them and what they can do for you. And I think it goes both ways. It's a small world, and it's a very people driven, industry, and lots of jobs in DC are about relationships. So that's one thing I learned.
Why do you think opportunities such as the fellowship are so important for young women?
Getting onto the Hill can be really hard. You kind of have to start with an internship. And so for someone who already has the educational background to be at the legislative level as a legislative assistant, I think that the fellowship is a great opportunity to just propel you in without having to go through the initial loops of interning. And you get to work on some amazing issues, that I think women should be behind. So the fellowship is I think a great opportunity to just get you in firsthand to Capitol Hill and be part of the change.
And so my final question for you is, how has female leadership inspired you?
I'm just so inspired to learn from female leaders who uplift other females. And I think that's, what we're seeing more and more is that there's so much potential for women to lead. I've gotten to work with some very high profile women in my past careers, and I aim to be a woman who will lead other women one day and, empower other women.
That's great. Thank you so much, Nina, for sharing your stories from your time as a fellow and your continuous support of the fellowship. We are so grateful to have you as our featured fellow this month.